You know, while everyone's got their eyes glued to AI chatbots, the real gold rush, well, that's happening in entertainment. So today, we're going to break down a truly million-dollar idea, how you can build your very own digital animation empire and get this right from your laptop. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. Imagine becoming a one-person Pixar studio. Something that used to belong exclusively to these massive studios, with hundreds, if not thousands of employees, is now totally within reach for a single creator. And no, this isn't science fiction. This is the new reality of creating content. And this slide? It just lays out that massive shift perfectly. All those old barriers to entry, needing a huge studio, big-name actors, giant budgets, they're just gone. The new currency, what really matters now, isn't just about having a ton of cash. It's about having great ideas and the consistency to actually build on them. And look, this isn't some far-off theory. We're talking about real money right now. Creators are already pulling in anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 a month by building out episodic content with their own AI characters. The opportunity isn't coming, it's already here.
All right, so let's get into it. What is the big idea, the core concept? It's this. You now have the ability to build an entire universe with no cameras, no actors, not even a physical set. We're talking about one single person shaping entire worlds, developing unforgettable characters, and telling these massive stories on a scale that was frankly completely unimaginable until now.
But okay, you might be thinking, a great idea is one thing, but is anyone actually going to watch this? And the good news, the great news, is that the market isn't just ready for this kind of content, it is actively, hungrily demanding it. The viewers are already there, just waiting for you. And this audience, it is absolutely massive and incredibly diverse. I mean, think about it. You've got kids who are basically growing up in digital worlds, spending hours and hours with animated characters. Then you have gamers who treat these story-driven animated channels just like their favorite TV series. And it's not just kids and gamers. Adults are getting totally hooked on everything from AI-generated horror shorts to really complex dramas. And to top it all off, the big platforms like YouTube, they love this stuff. Why? Because it's brand safe, it's evergreen, and their algorithms are practically built to push this kind of repeatable format.
This quote right here, it just perfectly captures the new creator mindset. And let's be clear, this isn't about replacing artists. Not at all. It's about empowering storytellers. It means your most valuable asset isn't some super technical skill anymore. It's your imagination and your dedication to show up and build that world, week after week after week.
Okay, so the opportunity is crystal clear. The audience is totally there. The next logical question is, how do you actually do it? Well, let's dive into the practical blueprint. This is the how-to guide, the step-by-step process for turning this big, exciting idea into your very own animated series.
And you might be surprised at how simple the process really is. It basically boils down to these 5 core steps. First, you create your avatar. Then you build out your animations, you write the story, you assemble the video, and then, and this is probably the most important part, you upload consistently every single week to build that loyal audience.
And here's the best part. You are not building this from scratch. There are incredibly powerful AI tools available for every single step of the way. For creating your avatar, you've got things like Luma and MetaHuman. When it comes to animation, tools like Runway and Pika are just paving the way. You can even use AI to help generate your plots and dialogue before you pull it all together using AI-powered video editors. The toolkit is there. And this is where it gets really, really fun. The creative freedom here is just immense. You are not locked into any single format. You can make these beautiful cinematic short films. You can create episodic 3D stories. You can do insane action fight scenes or deep character-driven dramas, or even charming kids' cartoons. Seriously, the tools can be adapted to pretty much any genre you can dream up. Okay, so we've covered the creative side. Now for the crucial part. How does this amazing creative project turn into a million-dollar business? Well, the secret is that it's not just one thing. It's about building a really smart, multifaceted business model around everything you create.
So how do you monetize? You do it by building out at least 5 major income streams. It all starts with the obvious one, YouTube ad revenue. But then you add merchandise featuring your awesome characters. As your audience grows, brands are going to start lining up for sponsorships. Then you can start thinking bigger, licensing your IP to video games or other media. And finally, you give your biggest fans a way to support you directly through subscriptions. See? It's a whole ecosystem.
Okay, listen up, because this right here, this is the absolute key to the entire empire. You have to understand you're not just making videos, you are creating intellectual property, IP. When you own a digital character, you own an asset that can grow in value exponentially. This is the exact playbook that companies like Disney, Pixar, and Marvel use to make their billions. And all of this brings us to probably the most important question of all. Why now? Why is this the moment? Well, it's because right now there is a unique, and let's be honest, probably pretty brief, window of opportunity to build one of these foundational AI animation empires from the ground up.
See, there are two huge things that have basically converged to create this perfect moment. First, the technology itself has finally crossed this critical threshold. The quality you can get now, it's not just good for AI anymore, it's genuinely cinematic. And second, even though a lot of people are playing around with these tools, almost no one is building those consistent, weekly, story-driven universes. Yet, the field is just wide open.
And that really is the bottom line, isn't it? The tools are getting better at this breathtaking pace, way faster than most creators are even realizing. And that gap, right there, the gap between what's possible and what people know is possible, that's where the advantage is. The folks who jump in right now are the ones who get to define this entire space before it gets crowded. Right now, as we're talking, the pioneers of this new creative era are laying the groundwork. They are building the Disneys and the Pixars of the next generation. So really, the only question left to ask is for you. What story are you going to tell? What will your empire look like?